What if peace wasn't something distant, but something we practice together? Presented by New Thought Media Network, this is the Peace Dialogues with Reverend Christy Semple. Hear from today's peace influencers. Discover new perspectives on growing peace. Explore practical spirituality you can live every day. Because peace isn't just an idea, it's a way of being. Find out how you can become a peace influencer too. The Peace Dialogues with Reverend Christy Semple. Thursdays at 9 a.m. Mountain Time. Only on New Thought Media Network. And now, here's Rev Christy.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are joining us from here today. And welcome. Welcome to Peace Dialogues, where we inspire new awareness that the garden of peace is growing in our world. And the seeds of peace are being planted and nurtured by people just like you and me every day through practical spirituality in real life. And today and each week, we hear from a peace influencer who's involved in activities that are inspiring peace in our world every day. And we'll learn a whole new perspective on what it really means to grow peace and how we can be peace influencers too. It is here, right now. It isn't something to be overwhelming. It's something that's part of our everyday life. I'm your host, Reverend Christy Semple, a fellow gardener with you in the garden of peace in our world. And we're going to have a peace dialogue here that's going to open us up to have new eyes to see that peace really is happening right here and right now. And so I invite you to join with me in welcoming our guest today, Reverend Dr. Sharri McMurray. Oh my goodness. Welcome. Oh, thank you for being with us here today. Joining from Kansas City, Missouri, right?
Well, sort of. There are 97 suburbs, and they're all across the street from each other. So I'm actually in Grandview, but if you go about 3 blocks, you're in Kansas City.
Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. And I'm in southwestern Pennsylvania, and I know.
Oh, it's a beautiful place.
It is so pretty. The hills, the rivers. And it is so pretty, a pretty time of year. And so again, welcome. Reverend Dr. Sharri has, so much richness in her life. She's an ordained minister of religious science, and she's the senior minister and CEO of One Heart Retreats, an online focused ministry. We're going to hear more about those activities shortly. And she operated successfully the first CSL-affiliated retreat center on earth for 4.5 years before taking her ministry fully online. So many interesting things here. And during that time, she served on CSL's Global Heart of Peace initiative for over 5 years. And thank you for that. Sowing Seeds of Peace. And she also hosted a show here on the New Thought Media Network for 3 years, Global Focus Today. Oh my goodness. And also, this is interesting as well. She's written or published 2 books of affirmative prayer, treatment with training wheels, and God Talk for Kids. I love that. And before entering the ministry, she spent 30 plus years as a college educator, the last 10 online. So teaching, learning. She received her Doctor of Wisdom Studies from the Emerson Theological Institute, and she's still involved there, serves on the faculty of Emerson Theological Institute, and also the Director of Quality Review for Emerson. Oh my goodness. And she served.
If I could only have one thing to talk about, it would be peace. Because peace is essential. I mean, it's as important as vitamin D and water. We can't live without it. And nobody does live without it. They just don't know they're not living without it. Peace is part of the nature of who we are, because peace is one of the names of God. And, look at it this way. It doesn't matter what your faith tradition is. Almost every faith tradition believes that at some point in the far distant past, there was nothing but God, and then God created everything that exists. Everybody agrees with that. Okay, fine. Now, here's the thing. If there was nothing in existence but God, before God created everything else, then the only thing God could possibly have used to create stuff out of was its own nature. So this planet and every other planet with creatures on it is populated by little drops of God wearing skin suits.
There
Some
we go.
of them have fur, and some of them have long tails, and some of them have short hair, and some of them climb trees, but they're all God drops in skin suits. And when we recognize that, when we realize that, like if a cat comes up and rubs on you, you don't say, "Get away from me." You say, "Oh, look at that cute little thing. Aren't you adorable?" And that's how we should approach all of life. That's how we should approach every human being. Because somewhere in there is the God wearing the skin suit.
Oh,
And all we have to do is connect with that. If we can just connect at the level of divinity, which is the innermost level that we have, we don't have to think about peace. We don't have to work for peace. We don't have to attempt peace. Peace just is. It just is. All we have to do is allow it to express.
Oh, that's so
And,
wise.
and there's no area of life where that doesn't make it better. If you're in business and you take this attitude of I'm peace walking into the office with you, it's going to expand. And people who work with that or deal with that company are going to say, I love to go to their office because those people are so connected. Those people are so kind. They're so loving. They don't have enough words because it never occurs to them to say, "You're so peaceful." But that's what it is. Remember, peaceful could have 2 L's on it. That's the goal, is to be peaceful with 2 L's on it.
Oh, I like that. Peaceful with 2 L's. Oh, I'm gonna get that up on the screen here.
I love acronyms, and I used to sit around making up acronyms all the time for peace. And faith. Faith is forging ahead in trusting heartfulness.
Oh.
And fear is face everything and rise.
Oh. I love that too.
Acronyms help us remember things. And, I love to have a little button with an acronym on it that nobody recognizes, because people told strangers or stop and say, "What does that mean?" And before they know it, you've given them a little elevator speech.
There you go. No, I'm glad that you said that with the acronyms, because it helps us remember. And I know in your newsletter, your wonderful newsletter, where you with the World Peace Meditation, and you use acronyms to help us remember and to guide, anything that helps us to remember these tools.
That's the key. You just said the magic word. We don't need to discover peace. We need to remember it. And remember, if you take the RE separate from the member, it means to embody or connect again. Means again. Member, connect.
Ooh. Oh,
so that's what
here.
Around remembering peace.
Oh my goodness. There we go. Look at all these nuggets that we have already that you've shared with us. Oh, I love that.
Well, I've talked for a living for the last 50 years. So.
Well, and lived peace. See, you're reminding me of a song. You probably have heard this song before, this wonderful New Thought, "Peace is Every Step" by Bodhi Sechko. I am a prayer for peace. That's one of the lines in there. And that you're reminding me of that. I am a prayer. Peace is every step. It's there. As you said, it's that remembering and being. And that's what you're talking about there.
It is indeed. It is indeed. I send out a World Peace Meditation to a whole lot of email addresses. And if anybody wants to be on it, all you have to do is send me an email, and I'll put them on the list. And then on Thursdays at 2 p.m. Central Time, I do a live World Peace Meditation by Zoom. And people are welcome to join that too. Just let me know and I'll send you the link.
In the description, I have your website address. And so they can reach you. There's
a contact link. And you can just say, "Please put me on the World Peace list," and
There we go. There we go. And I can post that here as well while you're talking here. The oneheartretreatcenter.org. Correct? I'll post that here. See,
and
all these
center was in Arkansas. I'm in Kansas City now because I came home about 5 years ago, and made my bio says that my ministry became fully online, but it didn't yet because half of my ministry is the One Heart Metaphysical Research Library, which currently has about 1,300 books in it. And it's different from any library you've ever seen because the goal is to make it accessible by having everything in the library be digitized so that anything in the library is accessible online anywhere in the world, 24/7, 365, and at no cost to the user.
Oh my goodness. And so people can go to
books, but those are the steps that are going to happen. We're going to get everything digitized. We're going to get everything available online. And people will be able to have any kind of inspiration they need.
Oh, I love that. See, these are you're nurturing the garden of peace with this, with all these different tools, and that's wonderful, and we're grateful for digitizing, aren't we? And
well, and not just because it makes our life easier and we don't have to turn those heavy pages, we can just go like this, but because there are people like my husband who are visually impaired. And if digital things available by voice, by sound, were not available, they'd miss out on more than half the world.
And that's a very good point. And that's part of peace as well, is that access for everyone to learn and be inspired, to make these things widely available. That's part of, again, growing the garden of peace. I'm so glad that you mentioned that.
Well, it's part of meeting people where they are. That's a really important new thought idea. And people forget to mention it when they say what's new thought. You forget to say it's meeting people where they are, but it is. One of the things that we do here in Kansas City. You mentioned that I'm a docent for the National Museum of Toys and Miniatures.
Yes.
If you're ever in Kansas City, it's the coolest thing you ever saw. And we have a program on Tuesdays, the last Tuesday of every month, for Alzheimer's and other memory care patients and their caregivers. And it has two focuses. One of them is just to provide an outing for the folks and their caregivers, but also to give the caregivers a little bit of a break and let them have some fun too. So we pick something in the museum and we put chairs. We got a grant to get these special folding chairs that are safe and sturdy and don't wobble and people feel safe in. And so they sit down and we give them a little talk about whatever the thing is. And then we ask them what they think about it and what did they like and what did they not and how come. And then we take them to the education center at the museum and we have some kind of an activity. We have a set of dolls that are from Alice in Wonderland that were made by a famous lady. And one time that was the object that they were learning about. So when we got back to the education center, the activity was Alice in Wonderland bingo. We made a little bingo card.
Wow.
And the person who was leading the presentation that day would call out, one. And there was, what was really funny was the first two bingos were men.
How about that?
And they didn't care. They were just so happy that they won something. But the women laughed because they thought it was funny that guys won Alice in Wonderland. There's always some little thing that they get to take home with them.
I love it.
For Alice in Wonderland, we had tea bags from, I don't remember what company made them, but they're called Alice in Wonderland tea bags. And some of them had Alice, some of them had the Red Balloon, some of them had the flamingos, some of them had Tweedledum and Tweedledee. So they each got to pick which one they wanted to take home. And you'd have thought we gave them the moon on a platter because they were so excited. But it's a chance for us to really connect with people we would never meet otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
It's a chance for us to serve our community because there aren't very many programs like this.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, we stole the idea from the Nelson Atkins Museum of Art, which is about even a mile from our.
Oh.
They were happy to have us do it and came and did a training for us so we could learn because
Mm-hmm.
a new vocabulary to work with certain segments of the population,
Mm-hmm.
with special you have to understand their vocabulary because they
Mm-hmm.
can't.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's something I love. Is I'm retired, but I've been to lots of training programs through the museum because they want us to be equipped to deal with those. And another place where I volunteer here in Tiana, my husband volunteers also, is called Kansas City Gift. It stands for growing income for tomorrow, or generating income for tomorrow. And it's an organization, it's a 501c3 nonprofit, and it's in a red-lined neighborhood. And they work with Black entrepreneurs. They have a narrow range so that they can do as much as possible with it. But they don't just throw money at them.
Mm-hmm.
They have 3 big grants they give every year. One's $30,000, one's $20,000, one's $10,000. And they take a year for people to get ready for that. Because before somebody can participate in that grant application, they have to take a free how to apply for a grant class. They have to take a free how to give a presentation class. They give them all kinds of training. They have someone who does business clothes come and dress them. They have a photographer who comes once a week and does headshots for their clients. So that once they get their people set up, they get the grant, but they don't just get the money. They get the grant plus a year's free legal, a year's free bookkeeping,
how about that?
Free website, and 2 or 3 other wonderful things. Plus, they have business equipment in their site, in their business center, that any Black entrepreneur can come and use that at no cost.
That's really
wonderful. And they don't just throw money in it. So that's the other thing is the spiritual support. They're helping the whole person, and that's exactly what the program for the Alzheimer's patients is. It helps the whole person, and you can't help the whole person and ignore peace.
Well,
the person is whole as long as they don't realize they are at peace. They are peace, looking for a place to happen.
Oh, I love that. Oh, the whole person, peace, looking for a place to happen, and
it's a lot easier than it sounds.
Mm-hmm.
How hard is it when a puppy comes up to you and wags its tail to you don't even think, you just do it.
Mm-hmm.
But when somebody comes in and they look not quite happy, you look real busy, so they won't tell you why they're not quite happy. When maybe the only thing it would have to do to bring them a sense of peace and comfort would be to just listen. Not try to fix it, not tell them what you did, just listen.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's so important. That is a facet of peace. Listening.
There's another place that I volunteer, and my husband does too, called the Kansas City Shepherd Center. And it was started back in the 1970s by an interfaith group. And their focus is to support seniors, the whole senior. So they have Meals on Wheels was started by this organization in Kansas City.
Okay.
And they have classes for them that they can do by Zoom or that they can do in person. They have outings for them. One of my colleagues, Reverend John Auden, created an app that you can have on your phone. And it's called a moment of personal care. And what you do is it says, what language would you like? And you can pick any language on earth. And it will speak to you. It doesn't speak to you, but it will display messages to you in that language. And then it will say, what would you like prayer about? Unless you've picked the one that said, no, not spiritual. And then you just get a positive affirmation. But if you've picked a prayer, it'll ask you what kind of prayer. And there are 12 different faith traditions listed, and more get added all the time.
Oh my goodness.
And after you do that, you've told it what you want prayer about, you told it what kind of prayer you want. Within less than 10 seconds, the most beautiful prayer of that style you ever saw in your life appears on the screen. And you have the ability to download it.
Oh, all these practical tools there to nurture peace in all these different ways and remind us that it is there.
And you mentioned one of my favorite ones a minute ago, and that's music. Some of the most wonderful music in the world is called posse music, and it's very upbeat, affirmative. You hear it at church, but you don't only hear it at church nowadays. You hear it in other places too, which I think is really nice. And poetry. Poetry can be wonderful. James Dillard Freeman was the poet laureate of the United States, and he wrote a poem called "I Am There." It says things like, "Do you need me? I am there. Are you lonely? I am there." It's a beautiful, beautiful poem. You can Google it, you'll find it. And it's such a powerful poem that back in the 1960s, 60s or 70s, I think it was the 60s, one of the, not the first moon landing, but the second moon landing, one of the astronauts carried with him a framed copy of that poem and of the Prayer for Peace. And they left him on the moon.
I love that. A lot of people don't know that. And I'm glad that you mentioned that.
Somebody needs to know.
Because it reminds us that peace is there. Peace is in the whole
and
universe.
one of the most famous pictures that almost everybody, at least in this country, has seen and recognizes is called the Blue Marble. And it's a picture one of the astronauts took of the planet Earth out in space. You see the whole planet, but you don't see what's not really there, which is borders and boundaries. You see the planet, and it's peaceful, and it's beautiful, and it's blue and green and brown. And I took a piece of that and used it for my logo. I squoze it into a heart shape.
Oh,
so
yes.
Logo is a heart-shaped planet Earth.
Oh, yes. On your for your World Peace meditation. And I have I'm so glad that you said that. And I'll invite you here to talk about that. Because this is some more practical tools here, the meditation and how with the acronyms that you use to help. Well, you mentioned that before, but you bring those into the newsletter to inspire people to take these ideas for meditation, for their prayer
just
and
common sense. I have done. I borrow from other famous people like the Dalai Lama and the Pope and James Dillard Freeman and many other New Thought people. In fact, a couple of times I have a little magazine I've been reading for 50 years now. I almost fainted when I realized it had been that long. It's called The Daily Word, and Unity puts it out.
Yes.
And it's so wonderful. Every now and then I get one that just, and there's a word for each day of the month, and then there's a little meditation around it. And it's not always the same day, but there's always one day a month that's world peace. Sometimes it reaches out and grabs me. So I just put that on my world peace meditation that I send out to everybody.
Oh, there you go.
Daily Word. You can reach Daily Word at the website, and it's just amazing.
You know, I'm so glad that you said that, because these reminders, these are all around to guide us. And
you see God. You don't think about it, but everywhere you look, you see God, and you can't see God without seeing peace.
Oh, there you go.
And sometimes it makes you laugh. I was coming home from somewhere, and as I turned under an underpass, I saw a man standing on the sidewalk of the street, and there was a very steep, what do you call that? Berm. That's it. The space that goes between the street and the freeway above it, and I mean very steep. So what was he doing? He was mowing the grass with a little handheld doodah in a remote control lawnmower. So I wanted to stop and watch him. Now, you got to know that man had peace in his heart, because he was not climbing up and down that steep hill trying not to fall over and had his foot off. And besides that, he was just the right age to think, oh boy, look, I'm playing with a toy and I'm getting paid for it. You know?
Oh, there you go.
In your heart.
The different ways of peace. It's that divine order and harmony, that unfoldment of activities that isn't stressful and anxiety. Without anxiety, you're grateful and appreciative of.
That's one of the best ways to grow. You just said a magic word. One of the best ways to grow peace.
We've got a little glitch here.
When you're going to sleep, just count your blessings, but count them in a special way. Thank you, God, for blah, blah. Thank you, God, for blah, blah. Thank you, God, for blah, blah. Ooh, thank you, God, for blah, blah. And you fall asleep saying, thank you, God. Not only does that express it and bring more peace into your life, but when you give thanks for something, it grows. It's like when you say, I've never seen a green car, and then everywhere you go for the next 3 weeks, all you see are. So thank you, God, for a peaceful heart. Thank you, God, for enough food. Thank you, God, for a lack of war. Doesn't matter what comes after it, because it's the thank you, God. Because you're not talking to God out there. Talking to God. The one that never forgets you, the one that is always waiting for you, the one with the one word vocabulary, and the word is yes.
Oh, there you go. That's something that each of us can do each day from when we wake up and falling asleep. That bless and that thankfulness, and how that inspires peace. It inspires the peace that we feel within. And as we feel that within, we emanate that. And a practical and powerful tool.
Oh, it is. And I have for about 30 years now kept a gratitude journal. Now, interestingly, I fall asleep saying thank you, God, but I do my gratitude journal in the morning. And I'll tell you why. Because I say thank you, God, for, and then I start listing things. First my husband, and then this or that or the other thing. But what I've discovered is that I have a tendency, when I've listed the things that have happened recently, I put down 2 or 3 things that haven't happened yet that I really care about, like, putting the right name back on the Kennedy Center, or having the lawn crew come and do the lawn, or finding a cure for AIDS. I put things like that in there as if they have already happened.
Exactly. Thanking that.
They have already happened in the mind of God. They just haven't happened in the mind yet. And what we're trying to do is flush them out.
There you go. Well, and that thankfulness, that inspires peace too, because it's that trust and that knowing by thanking for what is happening, is unfolding. And that's so good. Oh, so many things here. And we're just coming to the halfway point of our program here. Oh, it's perfect. And so we're going to take just a 2-minute break here, and we'll come back, and I'm going to share just a couple of quick things here, and we'll come back in 2 minutes, and we'll pick right up where we started in this wonderful peace dialogue. And so we'll see you in just a moment here, and we'll share some things for our viewers to watch. So we'll be right back.
New Thought Media Network proudly presents the Global Heart of Peace's Peace Party. Celebrate the many paths to peace. Explore an exciting life of peace. Embody joyous peace. Come to our weekly Peace Party, Mondays at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Only on New Thought Media Network. www.ntmedia.org.
What if you had a place to return to every day for peace, clarity, and connection. The New Thought Ministry of Prayer offers live morning and evening prayer, along with a growing library you can access anytime. This is a space for reflection, renewal, and real spiritual practice, rooted in the understanding that something greater is already alive within you. You are welcome here. Join us live or watch anytime. The New Thought Ministry of Prayer, part of the New Thought Media Network. Come, take a moment for what matters most.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Prayer. Prayer here, our live prayer, affirmative prayer on the New Thought Media Network, twice a day, 8:15 a.m., 8:15 p.m. And as Reverend Sharri has reminded us, prayer and how that nurtures peace. That knowing that peace is present, and that in opening up to it and knowing that it is expressing in a multitude of ways in our life. And we also have the Peace Party, which is a 15-minute segment of ideas for practicing peace. And that airs on Mondays at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. And so we have tools here for you. And Reverend Dr. Sharri has been sharing a lot of tools here. And we're going to be talking about more. I'm just going to show one more thing if you're inspired by what you're hearing and want to express that. We welcome that here at the New Thought Media Network. And we have address up here, givebutter.com/Peace Dialogues. And so thank you for your appreciation of Peace Dialogues and your appreciation of what we do here at the New Thought Media Network. And so we're going to talk more. And to start that off, I wanted to thank you for the idea that you shared this week in your World Peace Meditation. You talked about the idea of I see you, and how you were relating the inspiration of that from one of the Avatar movies, which were so good. And we get ideas and inspiration everywhere, don't we? So I thought I would invite you to talk about that idea. I see you. I love that.
Well, somebody told me a very long time ago that all anybody wants is to be seen. Mm-hmm. Because when you realize you're seen, then you know you're real, that you're alive. Mm-hmm. But I see you in that connotation, in that situation, is not just seeing with the eyes. It's saying, I know the truth of you. I value who you are and what you are. I respect who you are and what you are. And my wish for you is happiness and peace. All of that in just 3 words. I see you.
Oh, there you go. All of that in 3 words, the richness of those 3 words, just like the richness of when you say peace and the richness of that. But when you say, I see you, you're saying it mindfully with feeling and knowing. And I love how these ideas that we're talking about here nurture oneness. And we talk about oneness in New Thought. And it's another one of those vast ideas. But when we do these things, we are recognizing oneness, that the oneness of that we're each an individualized expression of the one. All of these things nurture oneness, which is essential.
That's why peace happens. Mm-hmm. And oneness is not an option.
Right.
It's nature. It's mm-hmm. nature. And anything we can do to get to that place. For instance, I do a couple of workshops. I'm a member of the affiliated New Thought Network, mm-hmm. and I do a workshop every fall at the retreat. And one of them I do is a mandala workshop, and I draw mine by hand with the help of a stencil. But I have a big stack of mandala coloring books so that if somebody really doesn't try to draw something, they don't have to. Because the thing about mandalas is you've heard people say, time just stops when I do blah, blah, blah. I got to tell you, when I do a mandala, time doesn't stop. It disappears. It no longer exists.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought for almost 40 years that I couldn't meditate because I couldn't still my mind. And the first rule in every class, in every tape, in every video is sit down, shut up, and still your mind. I'm sorry. It doesn't. I need an algorithm that will make it stop. And drawing a mandala does that. It draws all that, like the term monkey mind. I call it puppy mind. Because the little puppy's going, play with me, play with me, play with me. Doing the mandala just keeps that part occupied, and the mind, the majority of my mind is just focused on the fact that I am in a moment of oneness with the divine. I don't have to think, I don't have to ask, I don't have to do anything because my hands are taking care of that for me. The reason I found out about that is that, like I said, I thought I couldn't meditate because I couldn't do that. And then I found about 35 years ago, I found a book by Eknath Easwaran. Try to say that fast 3 times.
Oh.
Indian author, Indian from India author. And he's written a lot of books, and every one of them worth reading 4 or 5 times. And I don't remember which one it was that I read, but it had in it 2 different ways to still your mind, step-by-step ways to still your mind. The problem was they worked, but they only worked one time because the human mind is very, very bright. And you can trick it once, but the next time you try that same trick, it's going to I didn't just fall off the turnip truck yesterday. And so, but what it told me was that there was something I could do. It was possible for me to meditate. And then I went to a mandala workshop. There was one at my church after study. And I said, what the heck, I'll go. And I've been doing mandalas ever since. And I give them to people for Christmas and anniversary presents and that kind of thing. But it's a gift to me. It really is. And the other one that I do that everybody really likes is we make mala bracelets. Now, mala beads are an Eastern tradition, and a normal set of mala beads has 108 beads. Now, there's 5,000 reasons why it's 108 beads, but the one I like best is that because in the Hindu tradition, God has 54 feminine attributes and 54 masculine attributes. And when you add them up, you have 108 attributes. And sometimes you don't have time for 108, but the bracelets I make only have 12 beads. And so we make the bracelet, and then I show them how to roll it over their hand, and then we do the little meditation. It's called a metta blessing, METTA.
Oh, yes.
And you start with yourself because the Buddhist tradition, you can't give what you don't have.
Excuse me.
May I be well and happy. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I know my true nature and be at peace. And you do that for each, for me, you, all people. And you can, if there's someone who's on your heart, you can do it for them. But 15 minutes of that, you're going to have to put my shoes back on me because I just meant it out of It's fun. And
I love that. Practical.
Is a meditation in itself. That's the thing people don't understand. There are 2 kinds of meditation. There is stillness meditation, which is you're basically sit down and shut up and still your mind meditation. And there are people who can do that. Even to this day, sometimes I can't, but not routinely. And then there's what I call kinetic meditation. And that's meditation that says, don't worry about the mind chatter. We'll take care of that. Just give this to the mind chatter, and then the rest of you can meditate. And the best one, the very best one, you have to come to Kansas City to see at Unity Village. They have the largest mosaic labyrinth on the North American continent. I've got to do with the people who built it.
Well, you'll be happy to know that I'm planning to come to the Anton conference. I haven't ever been to Unity Village, and I'm planning to come to that.
It's wonderful, very spiritual. And they will have an evening candlelight walk of this meditation labyrinth. And they also have an option that you will want to know about. Unity Village has something called Silent Unity.
Yes.
There has been somebody praying there for whatever prayers have been sent in 24/7. Us the opportunity, the ministers and practitioners and lay people who are at the retreat, they give us the opportunity 3 half-hour shifts in the morning and 3 at the right after lunch for the 3 middle days that we're there, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So you can sign up for that. When you sign up to register, you can say, I want to do that. I'm the wrangler, so it'll send it to me. And then I'll get everybody in my little golf cart and I take them over to the tower and I bring them back and get the next batch, But it's a wonderful thing to sit in a room. There are only 6 chairs in this room. And there's a stained glass window hanging in the window, and there's an altar with a prayer box in it and something else. I don't remember what it is. And these 6 beautiful chairs. And you sit in the chair and you don't talk. You just meditate. And it takes about, half a nanosecond to let go of the monkey mind, because the energy of years and years and years of 24/7, 365 prayer, it just wraps you like a baby in a blanket.
No, there you go.
The most beautiful. And I've had a couple of people who, you're not supposed to be able to do this, but they snuck in, and I didn't have any money like that. So people who came out, waited till everybody else was gone, and then went right back in. It wasn't enough. They needed a whole hour. And since it just happened that I didn't have a full shift that time. But there are many, many places where you just fall in love with it, and the architecture and peace is not a separate thing. It's woven into everything that exists. The architecture at Unity Village was, all of those buildings were designed, well, except for the hotel, designed by I think the middle son of Charles and Myrtle Fillmore.
Oh.
There's a row of fountains that's a city block, 2 city blocks long. And there's building on one side and building on the other side facing each other. And these beautiful fountains with spray and everything. They're so gorgeous. People pay 2 years in advance to have their wedding there. And the fountains are part of the air conditioning system for the office buildings.
How about that?
Can you think of anything more peaceful than a fountain? Sure, a fountain that actually does something for you.
Oh,
you
I love that.
And find a meditation and find a prayer and find a thank you in it. The rose gardens, they have world famous rose gardens. In fact, there's one rose that was developed there that was awarded, I can't remember what the award was, but it's called the American St. Patrick's Rose, and it's mint green.
Oh, how about that? Oh, so many things to inspire peace there. And I love what you're.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say, I love all what you're saying about meditation, all the many ways. And if you feel that it doesn't work for you.
I have a friend who cannot meditate unless her cat is laying in her lap and she's rubbing its tongue.
Oh.
And then time disappears and she's off in Godland. And there are certain things, like there's a butterfly right there sitting on one of my speakers. And if I'm having just a fried day, like, it's 2 weeks before the end of the time that I have to get all of my practitioner candidates paneled, and I'm trying to build the panels, and I'm going, I just look up at the butterfly and I go, okay, this is me working my way out of the cocoon, and I'm going to look like that when I'm done. Anything can be a call to prayer. Anything can be a call to prayer. A stubbed toe is a call to prayer. A commercial on television is a call to prayer. Hit the mute button and meditate for 30 seconds.
There we
There's
go.
No time limit. There's no time requirement. There's no one way to do it. The wonderful thing about prayer is that there are as many ways to pray as there are or ever have been or ever will be people on the world.
It's that awareness.
By 10 to the end. There's no wrong way to pray. There's no wrong way to meditate. You just have to find your way.
Oh, very good. Very good. And it's that it's that practicing it. That's what it is. It's that practicing it and finding your way, because and that is really what we're talking about here in Peace Dialogues, are ways that everybody can be peace. Peace is there, as you have said, and we want to remind people that we don't have to look for it. It doesn't have to be overwhelming or something that's out there. It's something within, and all these things that you're talking about, that where we're tuning into it, if you will, and letting it shine through us. And so many things that we can do. And I love what you were saying, circling back around when you were talking about the Shepherd Center. And because sometimes someone may be concerned, perhaps, to think they don't have the opportunity to drive somewhere or do something. And I love what you were saying about calling people. That's part of what you can do, right?
Yes.
And that inspires peace, because it's the love and then being seen and heard.
Has a thing called prayer chaplains, and all Unity churches have them. And what they do is each of them gets a list of people, and you can just sign up, or if you're on a membership thing, you'll have it. Do you want it? And you check it. And once a month, they call you up and say, how can I pray? And in my experience, they usually call right at the time when I'm ready to put my foot through the wall. And I hear that, how can I pray with you? And it's just whatever it was is gone. Knowing that you're not alone in your prayer is magical. And there are many organizations, Unity and CSL both have them, with a phone number you can call to get someone to pray with you. And I don't know if CSL still does, but they used to have an email place that you could send email to and ask for prayer, and then get an email prayer back. And we need to understand that prayers don't have to start with, dear God. My prayers start with, listen, God, here's the thing. When I was 11, I started doing that, and it works, so I still do it. I don't recommend it for other people because they might giggle instead of praying. But the point of prayer is not to gain something. It's not to cause something to happen. It's not to release something, though you might want to do that. It's to remember the truth.
That's right. Remember.
And the truth is, there is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life, it's my life.
Oh, that's you're reminding me of a song. Melissa Philippe sings, I am remembering who I am. Oh, there it is. It's remembering.
They have a website where you can go and click and see them doing all kinds of work. I have been one of their supporters for a couple of decades now. And I love that they do what they call it a prayer weave. And Nellie is singing a beautiful song. And behind her, Z is saying affirmations in this wonderful, deep, quiet voice. And I'm getting God bumps remembering the last time I listened to it, because they're wonderful. Usually when I see it, it's so good, I holler at my husband and make him come listen to it too.
Oh, there you go.
They have one that says, I am. And it has sign language movements to go with it. And if you're just feeling rotten, go to their website and listen to one of their prayer weeks. Doesn't matter which one it is, because they're all going to just lift you up and float you away. And that reminds me of my favorite affirmation. Here's one you can use. I'll talk slow so you can write. This is one you can use when you can't believe there's an answer. The love of God flows to me and through me in a torrent, an absolute whitewater cataract of love that lifts me up and moves me forward, that supports me and brings me joy.
Thank you. There you go. See, I feel that. That just opens you up. Brings
if
you
you're
back.
having a hard time, the trick is to pray out loud.
Yes.
Because if you're praying in your mind, all the little puppets are in there going, look at me, look at me, look at me. Praying out. That's just one extra focus that lets you do it. And if you're not alone and you pray out loud, other people will pray with you.
Oh, no, that's, see, all these,
Exponential improvement when other people pray with you.
oh, there you go. Oh, that praying out loud. See all these practical tips. And I want to, while we've been having this wonderful dialogue here, we've had joining us Wayne Baldwin, joining us from Canada, and he has had some wonderful things to share. And one of the things that he said here, he talked about loving the moon, and it reminded me. There's a song from a musical, The Addams Family. You think The Addams Family? My daughter was in it in high school just a couple of years ago. It's actually a really good musical. Really, there's a lot more depth to it. And there's a song in there about one of the characters singing about the moon, looking at the moon, and then the moon loves me, and loving the moon. And it's just that reminder. It's about, and when you think about that from a spiritual perspective, it's the shining, the expression of God in everything, and that feeling of. So I love how he said, loving the moon. It's that feeling through you for all of nature, for all of the universe.
But loving the moon means you've already loved everything else there is, and so it's going to.
That's right. But you've given some really wonderful examples about love and peace are present, always present, and all of these ways to all these practical things each of us can do each day, and to know, to open to it, to remind ourselves, and to continue to grow the garden of peace, to nurture it.
Ernest Holmes wrote a set of talks that he gave, and you can download it from the Science of Mind archives. I used it for one of my homework assignments when I was in ministerial school. But he talks about the garden of your mind.
Oh, yes.
And one of them says, plant so many rows of peace.
Oh, yes.
And if you're feeling stymied, plant lettuce.
Oh, that's very good.
Cutest thing. And I know there are folks who think prayer has to be solemn, but I'm sorry, cute works for me.
Oh, no, that's right. Something that works, that resonates with you. And just like when you were talking about the how the things that you use in your world peace meditation, just those nuggets that help you remember. And it's an idea to work with, to take into prayer. And that's what works for you. Just like I see you. But as you said, it doesn't have to be solemn. But it takes you to a place that's very powerful and beautiful. But what resonates with you to get you there. And tell us again, one more of those, what you use, like the word peace, what it reminds you of, each word or.
Let's see, peace.
Or another word.
Forging ahead in trusting heartfulness. If you're having a hard time trusting, use faith. Forging ahead in trusting heartfulness. But one foot, that's the other one, as I love, that you can find prayers everywhere. Years and years and years ago, when my kids were tiny, there was a claymation story about how Kris Kringle became Santa Claus, and he was having a challenge with the Frost King. And so he went to visit the Frost King, who was scaring all his elves away so they couldn't deliver the toys. And he said, "Why do you do that?" And he said, "Because I'm lonely." And he said, "Why are you lonely?" And he said, "Well, because I'm afraid to go outside." He said, well, don't be afraid to go outside. Just put one foot in front of the other. Put one foot in front of the other. And soon you'll be walking across the floor. Put one foot in front of the other, and you will be walking into the door.
There you go.
And meditation, I'm standing in a fog on one foot with my hands out saying, "All right, God, tell me where to put my left foot now." And the answer is always the same. It's forward and down.
And there you go. One foot in front of the other.
That's it. Forward.
Mm-hmm. See all these reminders, and that can inspire a peaceful feeling. One foot in front of the other. One foot in front of the other. Movement. Movement is the nature of life. Movement is moving through me now. Life, God, Spirit is moving through me now. Oh, thank you for this abundance of wisdom, of ideas, practical ideas. Thank you for all you do to inspire, be peace influencer in the world. Thank you, and we'll have you back again so we can talk more about this. And so, love and thanks to you. And I know I'm inspired. I have things I'm taking with me throughout the day and beyond, and I know others do as well. And so we're so appreciative that you are here. And thank you to all listening. Thank you to Wayne Baldwin for sharing and your ideas and thankfulness. So much appreciated. And we will look forward to seeing everyone again. Until next time, peace, blessings. Namaste.
Thanks for being here and taking this time to practice peace with us. Join us again next week, Thursdays at 9 a.m. on the New Thought Media Network for another live session. And you can always catch past episodes on our YouTube channel. Until then, sending you waves of peace and blessings. We'll see you next time.